the core of the microwave is a box that creates magnetic and frequency generation, and it excites the molecules and the cells at that level, and it vibrates them. It increases their agitation. And so microwave radiation is essentially creating heat from the inside out. It's kind of a flippant term called superheat, right? So fire, as you know, it's heat that we then can control as it relates to our food, and we've evolved into that. This is a completely other way. It's really convenient, but it's using electromagnetic frequencies, and it's throwing that into our cellular structure of our food. And not a lot of people will go on the record. We
Hmm.
don't have long-term study. No one's doing it, right? There's no group legitimately doing powerful work, but the thing that we have to acknowledge, and some researchers have started to do this, and that they realize that there's chemical components, obviously, that are involved in our food, and that there's denaturing that's happening with that. So we're really talking at a level that we don't think of food that much. We're talking
Hmm.
at the cellular level and the denaturing of proteins, and the potential ripping apart their DNA structure, in this case, from protein perspective, the amino acids. And we don't see the change of that molecular structure to our naked eye, but that is essentially the alarming nature of this, that they're starting to see the shifting of some of the molecular structure. And then, of course, you have, just generally speaking, microwavable food, and any container that you have within that microwave is then perpetuating chemicals, exposing themselves into your food. So you've got layering effect. I have not used a microwave since probably 86, right? Like at 16, 17, 18, I stopped using that. It just never made sense to me.
Yeah.
And so that's the side of this, the fatal conveniences, and all of the research that I do with all of this stuff. You eventually come up to this point where no one's willing to do the rest of the work into that electromagnetic frequency destruction that's happening, but we're starting to get those indications. So this is something that one of the researchers I talked to about 20 years ago said the only safe thing to put in a microwave is distilled water. So if you want to heat water, then be my guest. But I always say microwaves, aside from the caveat here, is the environmental issue here, is that the best use of a microwave is to use it as target practice.